Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. Well, are you ready for the best damn podcast of your life? This is the Ring and Rant Show. This is your show. Appetite for discussion. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the weekend, see where we're at. Oh my God, in a game. Moving right along. Here we go. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ring and Rant. We are up and away. We've gotten through week 2, and Wrexham still without a win, unfortunately, in the championship. Not even a draw for that matter. Oh, well, that's the way we go. And now it is on to moving on. Let's get some players fit. Let's get onto it. Hello, everybody. Yes, we are here. Don't forget, this is your show. I will be putting the link here in the comments. And just there it is for anybody that wants to jump in and have their say, have a chat about the weekend, about your team, about any other teams in the championship. If you hear from another team, feel free to come in and have a chat. And Nick Donnellan is putting himself up as number 2, but Nick, you're in here as number 1. And Free Pugs is here. Sarah, she missed most of the game yesterday, but got to see Sam Smith's goal, and what a header it was. It was fantastic. So, yeah, let's have a look to see what everybody thinks after the weekend and how we all went, getting that late goal to get it back to 3-2. Thomas, here we go. Hi, Nick. Look at that. Luke saying hello to everybody. Thomas Docker, don't be too hard on yourselves. The Baggies have been playing at this level for decades and are no pushovers. That's a very good call, Thomas Docker. Very good call. And West Bromwich Albion are actually tied for the lead in the championship at the moment, sitting in 3rd on goal difference. So, good luck to them. And it is a long way to go in this season. So I am here. Hello, everybody. Yes, and we are up and away. So, hey, Wayne, how you doing? Paul, yes, no complaints yet. Team will take time to gel, and we haven't completed our team yet. We are going to be fine. Go Red Dragons. There's a level head for you right there. He is absolutely comfortable that we are going to be fine. Yeah. So there we go. Oh, Wayne was in here first. Must have done so yesterday. Well, there you go. Maybe Wayne was first and he left, and now he's last. So all good. He's up and away. It's Monday down here in Australia, and we're all back at work. So here we go. It is up and away. We are on the table. Like, people are talking about the table. Well, on that, I might as well show it to you now. Let's have a look. Let's bring that up. We have the championship table right here. And here it is. There is our table with Stoke City sitting right up there on top in first place. And if we scroll all the way down to 19th, there's Wrexham. But interestingly enough, Sheffield United currently in last place. So we currently have 6 teams that are still yet to get any points in the season, any game points, that is. So, with 2 losses. Then we have QPR, who just has the 1 draw with a loss. Ipswich Town, 2 draws in 17th. Then we hit teams on 3 points: Millwall, Swansea, Watford, Portsmouth, and Leicester, as well as Norwich City. Then we get up whole, and look at this, all the way up in 10th spot at the moment, Charlton with a win and a draw. Well done to them. One of the promoted out of the playoffs last season, came up with us and Birmingham, sitting in 10th with Hull, Southampton, Preston, Birmingham, Coventry, and Bristol, all on 4 points. So it obviously is very early in the season, but there is an absolute long way to go, and it is going to be fun. But guys, this is your show. Feel free to jump on in here and have your say. Love for someone to come in and get their takes on what they thought of the weekend, because it was absolutely, there was some great games on the weekend with some great results. So it's just, it is very early in the season. There is so much longer to go. I've actually decided now to put the new kits. I'll wear one, put the other 2 new kits. Actually, what I should do is I have a signed kit. I have a signed kit in the home kit. I should bring that one out because it has Andy Cannon, I think, has Jay Rodriguez, Mo Farl. Yeah, it's got a few signatures on it. But anyway, that's all good. So that is fun. But yeah, look, guys, if you are around and you do want to come in and have your say, feel free to jump on in. I am going to, also get into all the other games from the weekend. So let's have a look at those as well while we're here. So, and I have them here. So now that is in dark. It is. Yeah, that's okay. So let's have a look. It is the 10 match point that we do have to wait for. Nick, you're right with Luke saying we have to wait until nearer to the 10 match point. We've got to get our team to gel. That's the thing that's going on at the moment. It's not there yet. We've got 35 people in here already. Thanks for coming in, guys, as we start to build here into Ring and Rant for a Sunday for most people, Monday for me. But and when I go back now and I look at the games from the weekend, obviously West Brom beating us there 3-2. It was 3-1 and we got the late goal. So, we were never a chance of tying that game really once West Brom took that 3-1 lead. But then the other games of the weekend, there were some absolutely crazy games. So if you look at Derby v Coventry, Coventry have scored 5 goals to 3. 8 goals in that match. It was an absolute goal fest. So, and Coventry notching up their first win of the season, which was great for them. So that was really good. But then as I just move stuff across here, if you just give me a second, I'm just going to alter my screen so I've got some better views. Yeah, because Coventry now sitting in 5th place, nicely up nice and high. And Derby County, well, that loss actually keeps them right down below us in 22nd at the moment with the for and against. So, yes, interesting. Andrew C. talking about potential signings. I'll get into those in a bit, Andrew C., but feel free to jump on in. I have thrown the link in the chat there. So anyone wants to jump on in, feel free to hit that link and come on in and have your say. Norwich City got up 2-1 away to Portsmouth. Great win by them. Preston at home beat the relegated Leicester out of the Prem. That's a great win for Preston on the weekend. So that's absolutely fantastic for them. Swansea, the other Welsh team, have moved ahead of us now with their win over Sheffield United on the weekend, keeping Sheffield United at the bottom of the table. So congratulations to them. Well done. Anyone out there, a Swansea fan, feels free to jump on in, help yourself. Watford beating QPR 2-1, and there was a red card in that game too, or one of the Watford players. And then, then we get into a couple of really good ones. So Birmingham away to Blackburn Rovers have scored a late goal to seal that win, which is a big win for them. Great, congratulations! I'm sure John's very happy to get that promotion, get that win early in the season. These sorts of games, you look back and there'll be a whole lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas at the end of the season, but that was they did it. So, well done to them. And then we had Stoke City away to Sheffield Wednesday and absolutely putting them to the sword for a 3-0 victory. Sheffield Wednesday, though, we are coming up against them this week, and they did have their chances. They had shots on goal. So, they're not going to be any easy pushover. So don't be lulled into a false sense of security that, we're going to get a win over Sheffield Wednesday this weekend, because this coming weekend, because that was even though it was a 3-0 win, Sheffield Wednesday did make themselves have chances, made opportunities, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, guys, it was, and as I get further, I will pop the link in there again for anyone if they want to jump in to have their say. Also, then we got into Millwall at home to Middlesbrough, and Middlesbrough have absolutely put the stomps on them. A 3-0 victory away at Millwall. That is a really good win, people. And Middlesbrough showing their strength this early in the season, which is absolutely, amazing that they can go to Millwall and do that, because that is a tough place to go and play football. I have actually been to that ground. But then we got into Bristol City v Charlton, and that was a 0-0 draw. So it's absolute donuts there. No scores, nothing happening, unfortunately, with the scorekeeper in that match. Oh, here we go. I've got my first visitor. So we'll get you in here, Brendan. Just give me a second. I'm going to remove that. And how you going?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. How are you feeling after the weekend?
It's interesting. Sorry, this is my first time. I have like an from.
Turn your YouTube sound off.
There we go.
All right. Better? Now, actually, I'll go back. Josh gets always to the origin story. Where are you, Brendan? What's your story?
Hey, how's it going? I've been listening to your guys' channel for several months now. Also been kind of following the main, race course, Fearless, Rob Ryan, those guys. So I live in America, but the last few years I was living in Spain, and kind of started catching the soccer bug, the football bug, and we watched Welcome to Wrexham, got pretty hooked on that, and then I think it was when they were in League Two, I kind of discovered, oh, you can watch the games live. And so started watching them live, and it was great because I was pretty close to the same time zone, and then moved back to the States. So now, I don't have to wake up early at weird times like you, but, I'll get up and watch the games, and it's super fun. I just love learning, about the game and all the tactical analysis you guys do and the lineups and formations. Like, I've always been an NFL fan, but now a lot more of my attention is focused on football. It's just so exciting. Love the game.
Well, you get a longer season with the EFL, that's for sure.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it goes all year, and there's so much of it.
East Coast or West Coast?
I live in Florida.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, down there on the East Coast, hanging out in the sun. I've been whereabouts in Florida? I've been to Orlando. I've been to Miami.
Up near Jacksonville, Florida, so kind of northeast.
It's meant to be very nice up there.
Yeah, it's close to the beach. You get the odd hurricane every now and again, but other than that, not so bad.
Okay, so what do you want to talk about today?
I think just the kind of the expectations going into the season. I think I probably feel the same as a lot of other people. We were like really hesitant, like, oh, can we survive? And then we start getting all these signings in. And now after 2 weeks with no points, it can kind of feel a little discouraging, but I just did the math on the calculator, and we're about 4% through the season. So
I love it. Got a statistician.
There is a long way to go. Like, you could realistically lose the first 5-6 games, and it doesn't even really matter. If you start to gel and hit a stride, I know we are struggling like on the back line in defense, and either Brent and Cleworth are going to sink or swim. Like, they're either going to step up or like we're going to kind of be in trouble. So I would not mind to see, 1 or 2 signings to just kind of reinforce that,
I think you get the majority of people there.
Yeah.
I think you're aligned.
Yeah. But I think,
like you said, you could afford to lose the first 5 games, but at the moment we haven't got any points yet, but we're outside the relegation zone.
Point differential, baby, only -2.
Yes.
Yeah. And I saw someone put up a great stat today from Opta, and it showed we had, I think, 9 big chances made, but only like 1 or 2 of them that we have turned over, scored on.
Yep.
So if that's even like 50%, we could have 6 points. It's just these little inches, a foot. You know,
It is little increments, isn't it? Because
if,
it's a goal here, there, wrong side of the post, a deflection.
yeah, that
or-
Windass one, if in the first game, if that's an inch lower, that thing's
that was
in.
a cracker of a strike too.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of reason to be optimistic, but I think even like getting Rathbone back, once Rathbone's back, like he's such an engine in the midfield that he's going to create turnovers and get the ball moving forward.
Yep. Him and O'Brien together, I think, will be quite amazing.
Yeah. They both have pace and energy and good skill on the ball. Like, love Matty James, but he's just not dynamic. So
that's true. Well, let's look. We've got Luke here as well. Bring him in. You can add to the conversation with you, Brendan. So, hey, Luke, how you doing?
Hello, hiya. I don't know if you can hear me yet, or is it on mute? Sorry.
Can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. I'd forgotten about Ollie Rathbone. Thanks, Brandon.
There is hope.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. So that's a lovely thing. Yeah, I agree with almost everything.
And Nick saying, and Thomason, we haven't seen him yet. But you're looking very college preppy today, Luke. You got the collar up. You're looking very stylish.
I don't know about that. I always have my collar up. I've always had my collar up. Yeah. Yeah.
So
These
yeah,
are my new glasses. So yeah, someone took the mic the other day and said, "Luke, it looks like you're going snorkeling." Yeah, thanks very much.
Brutal.
So, yeah. I thought I'd put that out there before I get any flack. But yeah, Thomason, I don't know anything about Thomason.
No, well, he's captain at Bolton, and so that's going to be interesting to see, and only young too. So, I mean, I think with, like Brendan has said already, you mentioned Rathbone. You get Rathbone and O'Brien there. We just need a good general with those two guys, and you could wreak havoc with Windass in front of them, Kakache on one side, Barnett. I think Barnett's looked great so far this season.
Ram Barnett, yeah, he was really nippy on that sort of right hand side, I thought, and getting the balls in at speed as well. So yeah, I thought he was looking good. I thought Longman was looking great as well when he came on. Sorry, I'll do that. There's a bit of glare. So yeah, I really enjoyed the game up until both games. I enjoyed both games until they got the equalisers. And I think the first one was just so narrowly missed out with Southampton. So I think that was bitterly narrow. And then against West Brom, it was not as much. So I thought, we narrowly lost. But,
no, fair enough. So, Brendan, what's your thoughts? Do you think we need like another at least one more defender, another midfielder? What's your thoughts?
I think if we are going to bring anybody in, I think it's probably on the back line, since Brent and Cleworth are so young. Like, they're talented, they're athletic, but I just think you need a little bit more like backup in case they do hit a tough stretch and you need to like bring them out a bit and give somebody in there who's solid. And I don't know if like Parky thinks that O'Connell has like the requisite athleticism to do it at this level, because he hasn't really played yet. But I think in the midfield that they're pretty okay once Rathbone and Thomason get healthy. And they've got young guys with, great engines, seem to be pretty dynamic. They've brought a lot of people in on the front line, but I think just get that defense bolstered, and maybe it's not signings. Maybe it is just time. It's still so early. Like, there's no reason to panic once they keep playing, get good in the system. Like, none of the players have really looked out of place athletically or skill wise. It's just these little minor positioning and awareness things. And maybe the game is just happening really fast for them right now.
I think for a couple of players, you're right.
Yeah. So once they kind of get their legs under them and the game starts to slow down for them processing wise, I think that they'll recognize things and movements and positions earlier the more that they see the league and watch the games back. So I think they'll adapt,
Well, talking about that, bringing in some defence at the back, Jesse said, is there any truth to the rumours signing Callum Chambers from Cardiff? So I don't know whether you guys have heard anything about that. I have not, but he's a 30-year-old centre-back. So, he is like a classic player that would take that centre-back position. We'll be back up to Cody because I think he's been absolutely fine. Yeah.
That's one name I haven't heard much of, and I chronically refresh all the Twitter rumor pages and everything. I'm just constantly like, what's going on? But I haven't heard anything about him.
Yep.
Callum Doyle have heard. He looks good.
Yeah, Manchester City Academy. I mean, now this is a different tack. Look, and I'll get your take on this because you have a 30-year-old in Callum Chambers, sort of tried and tested. And then you have Callum Doyle, who's only 21, who would be a centre-back as well, but who probably could play on either side as well. But this would be – it's an un-Parky-like signing.
Why? Why'd you say that, Ken Boss?
He's 21 is why I say that. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for it. We need some youth in there, and we need to be – these guys had a super upside. And, I mean, he would be the sort of player – I mean, market value 16 million euro. Definitely opening the checkbook for a 21-year-old.
That sounds crackers. Why can't we just buy them both, though, Ken Boss? Why can't we just go for them both?
Okay.
Yeah. Who cares? We've got enough money.
I think I heard 7-8 million would get him.
That would probably be right. These market values are just they're not they were talking other numbers, for but we just, oh my God, I'm just having a mental broadhead, those big numbers, and everybody's going 10, but it's 10 million if we make the Prem.
All the escalators and
Okay. And look, if we do all of that, we'd happily pay the 10 million because we're going to be $40 million players then.
Yeah, I think
and it's not our money.
No,
It's not our money.
I think some of it they should be looking at more expensive younger players to make up for what they haven't had coming out of the academy in recent years. Since there was a lot of down and hard times, and it's kind of seems like it's kind of churning now, but they're not really putting out players that they.
We've gone a bit frozen there. Sorry, dude.
Oh, you just froze up, Brendan.
You're saying about putting out players.
Now, I'm gonna give this Birmingham supporter, Webby, I'm gonna give you your comment because he's come up with a new idea for next season, lads. I know it's only 2 games into the season, but I'd like to get ahead of the crowd. Wrexham t-shirts with back to back to drop.
No.
Not gonna happen, Webby.
BDBD. No, don't want that.
I mean, we could make ones for Birmingham fans going up, going down. With an arrow up and an arrow down. Although I think it's more likely to be going up. So, Brendan, while you're sorting out your connection issues there, feel free to jump back in because more than happy to have you back in here. And I'll put the link in there again for people because it is going. But, Webby, I do like your humour and I can take one on the chin. I'm totally fine with that. What do you think, Luke?
Well, it sounded a little bit less worse if it was back to consolidation. But yeah, that just sounds.
I like that too. For me, that's the goal this year.
Yeah, I reckon we're going to be 8th or 9th in the league, and I think that's kind of a solid sort of place to finish up. That's the goal. That's my little mini goal I've got going on at the moment. What do you reckon about what Carol in HR is saying on the side about Chowdhury? Is it? Did Chowdhury used to play for Man United, or does he still play there?
Yeah. Well,
that one. Sorry.
Let me just bring that up because we've got. Yeah. Well, he was Albion Rovers. It's talking about Zahid Chowdhury, I think. So.
Okay.
Oh, and Brendan's back. There we go. Get him straight back in. Hey, Brendan, welcome back.
Hey,
you
what's
froze up when you were giving us your words of wisdom.
Come on, buddy.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
You're saying bringing lots of people in. They're bringing lots of people in.
Yeah. Well, I think like signing those younger players makes up for what the academy hasn't been churning out, even though they have had Ashfield and Max. But there's just not the volume. So if we have some of that good, like Allen and sponsorship money that we can get some of these younger players in and have them for a while, I think that supplements kind of what we don't have.
Yeah. Talking about sponsorship money, apparently the HP numbers for the sleeve would actually shock some people. Would really shock some people how much they actually paid just for the sleeve.
I believe it. It's funny looking at some of the sponsors on other championship teams. You know, I mean, I know I'm not in England, but some of, like, I've never heard of some of these companies. I don't know if they're just smaller or what, but you've got international brands on.
Yeah, I mean, look, and that's fair. I mean, they haven't had the exposure that Rob and Ryan have brought to Wrexham. You know, like you'll get car dealerships and things like that, won't you, Luke? Like that end up being sponsors on some teams. I mean, well, only 3 years ago which is still a sponsor of the club, I4 Trailers, which is like a
E4 Williams Trailers.
E4 Williams. Yeah. I'm sure I've seen those loads around me because I live in Chester, so I've seen them for like decades, really. But you're saying about car dealerships, Sunderland used to have Reg Vardy. So Reg Vardy is a famous sort of truck sort of thing up in the northeast. So they're kind of not a massive sponsor, but United is massive. Just looking behind you, Ken, you've got two little yellow and red jobs.
You like them? I decided to put them up. I decided to hang them up when I do a show now. Yeah. Because I got all three. And so, guys, if you are contemplating getting any of these shirts, like any of the kit, they're all great. This one is probably my favorite.
It's my favorite.
Even though I am an Australian, so we have the green and the yellow, which is our national colours that we play in every time we beat England at something. What? Everything. But even the home kit, they're all great. They fit the same fit as last year. So if you got a kit last year, it's the same size. But yeah, talking about the sponsors, and I won't release the numbers, Jeff G, but it is quite large. And then you look at the exposure, because if you think about it from an exposure point of view, not even in the UK for HP, just with Welcome to Wrexham on Disney and the amount of exposure they get to pay for advertising in America on television, like they're paying massive numbers. So this is absolutely value for money for these companies from an exposure point of view.
Oh yeah. To our benefit.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
What is Sarah S. Bomb saying? I've seen a waste management company sponsor. Which one's that one?
Well, I mean, I know the company Waste Management who sponsor golf and that, because I do follow golf, but I don't know who the waste management company is that Sarah's talking about. I'm not sure. Enlighten us, Sarah. We're obviously not as clued on.
In construction. Yeah, Carol's wondering if it's like mafia style. I'm in construction, just like the Sopranos. That'd be good, sponsored by them. Okay.
Yep. It could be local pundit money soon, you know. I mean, guys, we're over 2,700 subscribers now, on the way to 3,000, which is fantastic. We really appreciate all the support.
That's good, isn't it? That's good. Oh, sorry, I was going to ask yourselves, please, and anyone else, what's going on with injury that we picked up, or Windass? What's going on with him? Does anyone know? How long is he out for?
Brendan, I'm assuming you know nothing? Or?
I don't know anything, but just seeing the injury, it definitely looks like a hamstring, like the way that you kind of pull your hamstring. So I would say, I mean, probably 2 weeks to make sure that it's really good and solid, because you don't want to have somebody come back on a 30% hamstring and then they really damage it, then they're out for months. So like, let them get all the way back, and then
so that would have been a micro tear, not a full not a large tear or a snap of the hamstring, because he wouldn't have been able to walk off if it was the case. I can say that from experience. So, yeah, and immediately that it's happened. Like, you could see immediately he's just like, I'm gone. I'm out, and that'll be 3 weeks. Yeah, I think Paddy. Oh, yeah, Paddy's in here 2 to 3 weeks, and the boys will be up next with Champ Chat in about 40 minutes from now. But yeah, it is definitely. I'd expect 2 to 3 weeks, Paddy. I'm hoping 2 weeks. I think that would be
Okay.
I love this. Carol in HR. There's the eternal optimist for you. Personally, I don't think Windass is injured. He looks just looks like he doesn't want to play against Wednesday next week.
Okay.
Oh,
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. Look, these guys.
It is a shame, though. Yeah, Elizabeth Jones is saying it's a shame about Windass. Yeah, because he looked really good, and so that's a bit sad. But Sam Smith, I thought, was covering well, obviously, because he got a goal.
He did, and off a header, which hasn't been his strength.
Oh, he's like almost like in midair, and then the ball had to come over to him, and he just knocked it in. I don't know how he timed that jump. He's like, "Oh, can I get to it?" And almost go gadget head and headed it straight in. That was really funny.
And Wayne, who played rugby league, it looks like he only pulled it. I agree, Wayne. 2 weeks. Yep, I'd agree with you there. Cold Games 11. I think we should buy Dan Byrne or Aidan Flint. Oh, okay, just spend the money. I'm happy to spend the money.
Who are they? Sorry. Who are they?
Yep. Okay, so I'll bring them up for you.
Please.
Yep.
Please and thank you. Thanks, Ken Boss.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Well, talk to me about what you thought about the game.
Well, I got invited to my mate Richard's house in North Wales, and he had it on Sky Sports, and I was really excited to watch it, and I thought, oh, come on, when we were winning. It was just so amazing. Because I've always thought that West Brom are a better team than any other team apart from Aston Villa. Because I always see Aston Villa up there, then West Brom, then maybe Wolves somewhere around there, and then kind of maybe Birmingham below those sort of levels, really. But I've always thought that West Brom have had really good fast strikers. So I was a bit worried about that, and their attacking was really fast and smooth, a little bit more exciting than ours. I think we were stifled a bit going forward and didn't have as much smoothness as they did. But yeah, I thought Kiefer Moore was good. I thought
Kiefer was great.
Yeah. So just interrupt me, sorry, Ken, because I know more about badminton, obviously, than football.
And Habisification, Habisification's in here, but you've got your microphone off, Habisification, so don't forget. How you going?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey.
Good. Welcome in. I'll quickly cover this for you, Luke. Aidan Flint, he's Walsall and League Two. I don't think we'll be getting him, so I wouldn't even be contemplating that, to be honest.
What league are Walsall in now, though?
League Two.
League Two.
Yeah,
okay.
we'll be looking.
Oh, is that a joke?
And Dan Byrne, I don't know who you're talking about there, to be honest.
Is this one of the guys we're linked to?
Sorry?
Is this one of the guys we're linked to?
No, I think this is someone's saying that we should. I don't think we're linked to those guys, to be honest. But yeah, how are you, Habisification? What do you think of the weekend?
It was all right. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not too overly bothered about the result, because I'm just thinking this is going to be. I'm kind of resigned to the point where we're going to have to treat this like Parky's first season at Wrexham. First 12 games, basically, just write them.
Yep, I get your point. Like, it's sort of like one of those things where it's like you're in the big leagues now, whereas when he came in and took over the squad, well, it's like just starting over, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember when he came in the first time, he basically just changed pretty much everyone. He did. He just bought an entirely new squad, and nothing clicked for the first 11, 12 games.
That's true.
And now we're back in this. And the thing is, though, when we went up when we got promoted each time, we basically had the same squad each time from the National League. until we got to League One, and until we got to the Championship. So we've had the core set of players more or less. Now that we're in the Championship, and here's the thing. I mean, on the old extra time stuff, I did warn everyone: get used to losing, because the Championship is a war zone. Everyone knows, and I said to everyone, I said, I think Josh was on it at the time, and I said, when what was it, when Rob Mack was saying consolidation, I don't even know what that word means. I'm like, no, you guys really are not prepared for the Championship. Like, this is, I even commented on there. I was like, please get ready for it. It's not the same.
Look, and I think he has to promote that line, Rob Mack, of going up, going for promotion, because if you say anything less, I mean, he might deep down believe that, just consolidation is really what's going to happen.
Oh, it's for marketing.
Yeah, you can't do anything but say that publicly, I don't think, and they've done great. And you make a great point. Like, it absolutely is the case. So I think that as this season progresses, we will find our feet and we will hit our stride and we will win matches. Don't be sort of worried about that, in my opinion, because I'm not
worried about it. I'm not worried about it. The thing is that what I'm saying,
everybody else, yeah.
No, I just said, let's just write off the first 12 games. But if we get something, which I suspect we'll win the Sheffield Wednesday game, because they're not doing very well. So
they had some half decent chances against Stoke, though. We cannot take them lightly this week.
That is true.
Did you watch the game? I didn't see any about it, but I know that Stoke are normally full of toughies, tough dudes.
I did. Like, Stoke were definitely the better team, but Sheffield Wednesday created opportunities. And
the thing is that no, go ahead.
Sorry, Habsburg.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to pivot to you guys now and say, well, we haven't gelled yet. And how are you guys feeling about the lineup that we're putting on the pitch and the formation we're playing? Are you comfortable with it?
Do you want to go ahead?
For me, I don't pay much attention to the formation. I don't know why, but maybe I can't take that on board as much. But I just like it when it's fluid, and what it wasn't was fluid on lots of occasions. So it felt like they were passing to the player rather than passing to where they knew the player would be. So I think that's what the gelling means for me, is that they know where someone else is going to be, or they can expect their sort of movements going around the back, or if they're going to chip it over the player, or those sort of things. So I think that's what they need to have more practice and to understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, maybe. Tools, weaknesses, as in if they need to really leg it back and to help someone out to team mark or whatever. But yeah, I think it's changed a little bit, because of the formation, because of the players and the lineup. I think it's changed quite a bit for me. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, because we've been buying so many new players, that's just been crackers. And we've had the injuries as well. We've had a couple of injuries, haven't we? So
yeah. Habsfication, your thoughts?
So in regards to yesterday's match, it's a lot different from what we were used to playing from the previous leagues that we were in, and we've now what we're seeing is a switch to more possession-based football and more control. So we're having to switch over from that, because if you don't get the ball and you don't control the ball and you're not getting the ball on the other end, or even getting into the final third, you're wasting your time at that point. Now, the one thing I noticed is that, yes, we had a higher possession stat than them, but they had just as much possession as us, but they had better control than us on the ball. They were better at dribbling, they were better at passing and everything else, because the core squad was still basically there at West Bromwich. So they've been playing in the Championship for longer, and they've basically had the same squad. So they're much more used to the kind of play style that exists within there. And that's one thing that we should take into consideration. We've basically got an entirely new squad, never played with each other, they barely know each other, and we're switching over. People may or may not be seeing it, but we are seeing the death of Parky Ball as we know it. We're seeing the slow death
Good.
of Parky Ball.
If you mean like the long ball and kind of knock it down, then knock it in, yeah, hopefully that stopped.
I mean, if you look at Max, we're used to seeing Max just being a bit too trigger happy and just hoofing the ball up.
Yeah.
But he wasn't doing that yesterday. He was actually controlling the ball and passing it.
And how do you think he went?
I think he's improved. He's improved, but again, he is still. This is new.
Yep.
He's just on a call.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I'll just.
It's all right. I think you need to talk to Arthur there, mate.
Just give me a second. Yeah.
But I mean, the long balls. But with the long balls, the thing is, there's nothing actually wrong with long balls. So people have it's the hoofing. It's the hoofing that's the issue. Because look, here's the thing: PSG, they use long balls.
They're all right, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, guess who else? Guess who beat them and also used long balls? Chelsea.
Yep.
They use long balls.
Yep. Yeah. It's the control of the ball, isn't it? Really, what you're dialing down to there. And I do think that, I think Max is going to be fine, but I do think Max has to go to another level, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite there yet. I definitely see him. He's feeling the pressure, as is Brunt a little bit. Like both have been caught a little bit out of position at different times. And on the weekend, Brunt was caught terribly out of position when they scored their first goal. He just came to play. He came to play the zone, and dropped off the man, and that man was left totally clear. And Brunt didn't need to be where he was. He needed to be aware of where his opponent was.
Yeah. So like people are saying, like targeted long balls and having the skill to bring that down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And look, this is the evolution of the team. I mean, and you mentioned it about West Brom being a gelled team, and this is why I think you touched on this earlier. And we're saying, we've got to get a few more games into the season to gel. And we will, look, I see the makings of a very, very good side once it gels.
Is there a possibility that we've got like too many options with the larger squads? Because if we're able to make so many changes against Hull, so like we had the Southampton and we really narrowly lost, but we could have won. And then we went on to Hull and we had a complete mix of new players. And your favourite Harry in there, Ken, that I saw, Harry Ash. And then kind of completely did really well at the death of that one, and then it's like too many options. Like, which?
Well, let Haversification have his say on that. What do you think about that? About that? Do we have too many options? Haversification.
Depends. It depends. I mean, we have options, we just can't deploy them.
Okay, I'm gonna go hard no against you on that, Luke, because with the international breaks and the condensing of our season, we need to have players that can seamlessly swap in and out and play our system. So like let's say you have a equivalent Cody that you can drop in. You have an equivalent. Just Lewis O'Brien, that you can just swap in and swap out. That depth of squad is exactly why Southampton got over the top of us. Their interchange just monstered our interchange. Came on, theirs were straight up to speed, and ours weren't.
But they also had the same core of people when they were basically in the Premier League. So when they go down,
yeah,
the thing is that they are much more used to being able to play together, and and when they got introduced to a newer system, they can be able to adapt to it. We have effectively, I mean, look who we got. We got Moore, we got O'Brien, we got Kakache. Yeah, we got Cody Windass. We got Broadhead. Like none of these. There's only most of them have only played in one match with each other.
Yeah, and that's right. And I think you've hit the nail right on the head. They haven't played enough together yet, and they will gel. And that's why I'm thinking it's just we get 6 to 8 games into this season. This side is going to look a lot better. Some of these teams like that we've played against, and of some of the other matches I'm watching, just the one-touch passing, and they're playing the ball to where the player's moving to, and they already know that their player's going there. It's just their systems, they're so well drilled, and we're just not there yet.
The thing is that yes, that's also, but you also have to take into consideration the fact that it's the championship. The pace is faster. The pace is faster. The technical ability is faster. The drilling is much faster. It's much more fluid in the way people operate. The training is going to be much more. Like everyone is just that much more conditioned and much more well structured in the way they play. So it does look like we're going to be very rigid. Because one of the things I noticed is that there was this weird hesitation I noticed in the second match. Like they just weren't
forward staccato. Yeah, they kind of started and kind of too many pass backs. And I was shouting at my mate Richard, "What are they doing? Passing it back again!" We were in their half, and then we just pass it back to our goalie. It's like, what the absolute flip!
Because you were there, weren't you, Luke?
I was at my mate Richard's house.
Oh yeah, his house. Oh, okay. Just quickly, Hip Karma, thank you for that. She's in there. Smash the like and subscribe. Become a member even. I couldn't agree more, Hip Karma. But yeah, it's absolutely. You're right. And habitification, you are right. We're in the championship. It is a tougher league. That's absolutely the case. But I don't think we're overawed. I just don't. I think we just haven't got there yet. We haven't gelled enough yet. All these new players, which we needed, we had to get them. But yeah, it's literally and John Emler is in on Dobson a bit. I thought Dobson had a much better game against West Brom than he did against Southampton. And he might be a good example of a player that just needs to get up to speed.
And there's a massive contrast between how we are at the beginning of this season and the end of last season, as in it was a running joke, wasn't it, on the local pundit for a couple of months, what's going to be the starting 11, fellas? What do you reckon? Is it going to be the same? And you'd joking about that with your mates. It's like, no.
What a great impersonation.
I've been practicing. So yeah, so it's like that all the time. The starting 11 was a running joke for yonks, and now it's like, I don't know who's injured, and habitification is sound right really, but also the injuries might happen faster as well. So because it's this sort of higher or more elite level. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's starting a new job, isn't it? It's starting a new job. You have to get to know everyone, all the new staff.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that I do like that we are switching over to this more control based and more possession based football, because you need that ball. But the thing is, you notice the difference between the way West Bromwich was playing, because they had possession, but they knew how to control the ball, and they were able to keep pushing into us every time. We just didn't have that same kind of comfortability, and you could tell the hesitance that was there. So you can tell that not everyone is kind of still used to it. So there's still that gelling in period that we just don't have just yet. So
yeah, like speed dating. It was just too fast, too furious, and making a couple of mistakes. And a little bit of embarrassment and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I've never done speed dating, but yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing it's like that.
I'll tell you what I did notice. I watched the Ipswich Southampton game last night, and their confidence in their defensive structure meant that their midfield was much more inclined to press on the opposition when they had the ball and create pressure, which if we're trying to play possession football, we're going to hate that because we're just not ready for that quite yet. It's coming, but it's just not quite there yet.
I mean, there's a reason why. Is because over the last 4 seasons, we've been playing the style of counter-attacking football and direct football in the way that we would always get the ball, we would absorb a lot, and then just go on the attack on the transition every time.
Yep.
And then we just press hard against them like that. But that doesn't always work. Very few teams can actually do it well. You need to have really solid defense, really good communication, and good timing to be able to get that right every time.
I'm loving Luke. Luke's not only happy just being on here, he's in here giving his very quirky comments. I love this. He's loving the bone. Yeah. But anyway, so you don't deserve the double hit. That's going. Get it out of here. But it's interesting because obviously, yes, like you're saying, but in the previous season, we can't knock the system because obviously we had 3 consecutive promotions. So it worked then. And I'm with you, Habits on this. I always thought this was going to be the season that we started to change the way we play our football because we would have to. And I absolutely thought we were going to have a slow start to this season. I thought we're going to be 6 matches in and everybody's going to be, death and despair. But then I thought that will be sort of the turning of our team, like around that 6-game mark, and we'll start to look better in matches. We'll win matches. We'll draw matches that maybe look like we're going to lose. I can see that in our future.
Of course. I mean, our play style has to change. I knew this was going to be coming. I would say, because I noticed it during the preseason match, and I started noticing Parky's trying to change up the style, particularly when we was in which team was it?
We lost anyway, whatever you're going to say. In the preseason.
It was the second match in the preseason. It was I can't remember who it was, but it was the one in New Zealand. I noticed that there was a change in style. There was, because you could tell Parky was trying to go for the double pivot, but he was also trying to go for more of a high press. It was so.
Okay.
I
always want high press. I always want press and rather than zonal marking and stuff like that. I always want them to be going for it like Dobson can. Yeah, just getting stuck in. So I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can get Ousmane Dembele, we can get the best pressure on the planet then. So.
Okay.
Well, I mean, let's just over.
Who does he play for?
PSG.
Oh, okay.
Goes okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's go for it.
The guy who's basically about to basically get the Ballon d'Or. So
Oh, all right.
I think we and get Neymar, Lamine, as well. He won't cost much.
I think he costs about 20 quid. He's like 17, 18.
Well, I don't know that you'd even get to.
Just pay him in lollipops.
You couldn't even give him a fist pump for 20 quid. I reckon it'd cost you probably cost you $1 million just to get an interview with him.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there are a few things. There are a few things that we need to get. Wait, actually, before we go asked, I allegedly about that sleeve sponsor. How much is it? Allegedly.
I'm not giving that up, Habits. I won't be that person.
Why,
I won't be that person. Yeah, no. But what I can say is and this is just it. Like every season, I mean, in League 2, our revenue numbers were higher than half the championship teams. In League 1, which we will see come out next year, I think you'll be very surprised that those numbers will be better than most of the championship teams from that last year. And this year, our championship numbers will be the same as some lower Prem teams. Only the very lowest, because that is the biggest gap, obviously. So, but our revenue, and this is why we can afford to go and buy these players and not worry about the revenue that we spend and going outside of our percentages over those 3 year rolling rotations. So that's why I think we will get into the Prem, and it will either be 2 or 3 years.
So that's what I was thinking as well. I mean, I suspect we're probably going to be turning revenue numbers closer to 100 million this year, I think.
This year, yes. And last year, I reckon it's about 60. I don't think it'll be 70, but it should be 60.
Yeah, I think it was around 60 last year in League One, but we should be turning around just over 100, at least 100 bare minimum or more.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're gonna. So I mean, when they with the COP that they're doing right now, and that I think it was Rob who wanted to expand it to 75. To what was it? 75, 100, something like that.
Oh yeah, Richard said that yesterday.
Well, it was in the pre-plan anyway, and now they're just trying to do it all at once. It just makes sense.
Why not just go for the full shebang? Get 10,000. Just do 10,000.
Interestingly enough, 7.5 at that end. If you duplicate that at the other end, that's 15. So you're basically looking at a 30,000 seat stadium at that point in time, with the two old side of the pitch stadiums, and that's without filling in any corners. So and it can absolutely be done. And we talk about, obviously, as our progression happens in our revenue, like the new stadiums going in, training academies happening. They bought the Rock for the women. All these things are happening, and it's all part of that whole infrastructure. It's been like the business plan. I mean, my hat goes off. These guys are geniuses in what they've done. When I look at what they've done as a business plan, it's just building sustainably.
I don't know how they're going to fit in 7,500 there anyway, because the stand is right next to the road, and that's the road that takes you around the back of the stadium. So you can't expand onto the road, because that takes you round the back to the student accommodation, and also takes you round to the shop, doesn't it? So, and you can't. Are
you asking how it can go from that 5.5 to 7.5?
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering. Well, I don't think you can get it any bigger than whatever they've suggested.
Oh no,
it's a lovely idea, but
they could have at that end, because they do have a fair bit of space behind. You'll be surprised how much more room is still in the concourse area between the stadium and the back road. It will be quite significant. It'll be a good concourse area there.
They'll probably just build it upwards a bit more vertical and have more.
So, I mean, look, they don't.
What does cantilever mean again? Sorry, Wayne. What's that mean?
Hanging over. So if you imagine, like, if that's the area, it hangs over like that. So underneath here, there's nothing. Like the structure. Yeah. But they don't need to do that anyway. Like that. That's the right size. Like at 7.5 at that end, it could actually be a 40,000 seat stadium if all four sides are done, which I think is plenty big enough.
Isn't the biggest 39?
Hey?
Isn't the biggest? Sorry, Ken. It's Ken Boss. Isn't 39,000 the largest stadium? In this league, isn't 39 the largest? Is it Sheffield Wednesday, and then 34,000 second biggest?
Yeah, but I'm thinking about the Prem League. I'm already ahead of you there. I'm already moved down the road to the Premiership.
You and the Prem, you're like best buddies. Yep. Love it.
Yep. Liverpool comes down and we trounce them. Well, actually, I like Liverpool, so maybe not. We'll draw with Liverpool.
Everton.
And you.
Yeah, Man United. Who likes them anyway? Josh is.
We should take into consideration, though, that once you get into the Prem, you're not only just hit with PSR, you also hit with the FFP. That's why so many clubs are looking into expansion of their stadiums as well. So 60,000 is like the bare minimum nowadays to be able to keep to make quite a bit of money as well. And also having it's not the average, but it's like the bare minimum to really be able to get some money. I think Liverpool expand theirs to 60k.
Well, we've
Okay,
got
and so did
Australian
I don't
fans,
know
so
if that-
it should be fine. We've got Australian American fans, so yeah, should be fine.
I mean, I mean, how many people in just North Wales are in the North Wales? Actually, no, in the North Wales area that support Wrexham.
Yeah, I think most people like me were brought up supporting Liverpool or Everton. Sorry.
That's
Yeah.
predictable though. So everyone in North Wales is going to support Everton and Liverpool because they're like the biggest team.
Yeah.
I mean,
Manchester's
Liverpool.
a little bit further in it, so yeah. It
I
was
mean,
always
Liverpool's literally next door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
over the bridge or under through the tunnel. Yeah, it's
No.
not too far. But
Well, boys,
yeah, I think
this-
there's plenty. Sorry.
yeah, I think we're covering off a lot of things, and this is good. And I'm gonna have to cut us short because we're only 9 minutes away from Champ Chat. And it's been a great chat with the both of you this morning. So, but while we've still got a couple more minutes, is there any last things you want to cover off in the next 3 or 4 minutes before we have to get out of here?
Some dude, John Emler, is saying about injuries to Liberato Cacace. But yeah, I've not heard anything like that. Is he injured? Or
He
not?
did, yeah. He just wasn't quite ready for the last game, so I'd expect him back next week.
Okie dokie. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I thought he
Habs-
was good. I thought he was good.
Classification. Anything else you wanted to touch on today before we get out of here?
Let's not turn into a bunch of panicans. That's the best thing to do. Don't turn into a bunch of panicans. It's only 2 matches. We've got 44 matches left in the season. There's still
I
time.
think we've been very good this morning.
That's
It's not
today.
you. It's
No,
not you
that's
two or
great.
anyone else.
We just chilled.
You know how schizophrenic football fans are, and everyone just turns into a bunch of panicans. They do, and they're like, "Oh, Parky out, Parky out." It's only been 2 matches, mate. It's only the beginning of the season.
That's funny.
Well, I feel very privileged that I've had Brendan and you two today, who were very balanced and very measured. We weren't the although I wouldn't have minded someone to come on and absolutely hit me with oh my god, we're gonna go down, and
Yeah.
I don't mind a bit of sensationalism. It's all good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry.
it's it is literally. I mean, you'll find it on TikTok, you find it on X, you'll find it on Instagram or even on Facebook. You're going to get those panicans that are there, just going to they just instant. And then you'll have those as well, the crowd that just wanted Parky out from the very beginning of the National League. They're like, no, we don't want him. So
Yeah.
Crackers, people. Yeah, or maybe it's just people typing on the internet, or just from other clubs, or just trying to wind you up.
Yeah.
So, a lot of rubbish.
Well, boys, thanks very much for coming on today. I'm going to cut us short now. We've got 6 minutes before the Champ Chat show. So I really appreciate you coming in for your the ring and rant, appetite for discussion. And we now have all week to get ready for next weekend. It's a great show. I am going to Luke's on camera. So I'm going to let Luke get us out of here. And thanks very much for coming in, boys. Let's do Luke, you can sign us out.
Thanks, Habs, and thanks, Ken. And on that bombshell, see you in a couple.